So there are two areas we are watching the tropics, one with a 30% chance of development expected, and then the other one is the one a little closer to home, and literally right off our coastline has a 10% chance of development. This is going to impact our forecast by bringing us a good chance of showers and storms is what we're watching for the weekend, but the National Hurricane Center is watching it for tropical cyclone development. One more on all of this coming up in just a bit.
Alrighty, South Florida, taking a look at your roads. You do have an accident near downtown Miami. This is on I-95 going southbound, so this is what's causing some of these delays. You've got bumper-to-bumper traffic. 95 southbound is never your friend at this hour in the morning, but now you have an accident causing even more delays for you. Let's get a little closer here. It's just before the Rickenbacker Causeway, so that bridge that takes you over to Key Biscayne, that is where this is happening. It's on 95 southbound just before that exit. You see this little pocket of red. You can see here speeds coming in as slowly as 7 miles per hour. It's not a very big pocket, but once you get past it, you are in the green, but you definitely hit some delays just even approaching it. So if you'd like to avoid this, you can take 441 altogether, or you can just put some good music on and have to sit in it. But 441 is probably your best bet in order to get to US 1. Let's take you over here. 595 going eastbound by Broward County, friends. I-75 to US 1, 13 minutes. University Drive to US 1, 7. Be safe.
All right, let's switch gears. We'll get to weather quickly as we take a look outside. Dark and early, of course. Sun's not up for another 20 minutes. We are going to see temperatures reflecting the rain that we're seeing out there. We've got the low to mid 80s and upper 70s. And so far, check this out. We've already received 1.5 inches of rain in Homestead. It's still raining in Homestead. I'm waiting to see if the National Weather Service is going to issue another flood advisory. There was one this morning that was allowed to expire at 2 a.m. We've got about 1/4 inch of rain already that has fallen in Kendall as well as Miami, just about a trace in Broward County. Winds moving in from the east-northeast, and that component is what's drawing in the moisture content from the Atlantic, and that's what's going to keep us unsettled. We are expecting the showers earlier this morning than what we saw yesterday. So as the kids head to the bus stop, they may need a poncho or the rain gear. And then look, once that first round comes in, we will just be seeing a funnel of showers and storms continuing to wrap around this area of disturbed weather that's just offshore. As for the setup, soggy to start and soggy to end. We'll see that chance of storms. The highest concentration of storms will be in the forecast later this morning, but we are expecting to see the possibility of more flooding concerns, so we're under that level 1 flood threat. Let's get to the rain right now on the radar. Still over Homestead, still over US 1, still over Turkey Point, soaking parts of the 18-mile stretch and Ocean Reef. There's a shower right here by No Name Key as well. Let's widen the view and show you what's going on in the tropics, because as you heard me mention, some of this moisture does have to do with this tropical area we are watching. One is over the central half of the Atlantic with a 30% chance. But in the next 2 days, there is this area the National Hurricane Center is keeping an eye on for a 10% chance of development. We're just watching for the rain we're going to be seeing coming in. I'll detail your weekend forecast coming up.
All righty. Thanks, Julie. South Florida. Happy Friday. Taking a look at your roads right now. 95 going southbound. You do have some kind of incident on the ramp to Miami Gardens Drive. You can see several emergency vehicles there. It seems like there's an FHP trooper there. And you can see people on the road as well. They've blocked off the left lane of that ramp for you. So let's take a look closer on your maps where that's happening. Not too many delays just yet. You can see a little bit of orange by Ives Dairy Road, but right here you can see where that's happening. So a little bit of yellow there. That's not to be too concerned about. Things haven't started picking up too much yet, but if you want to avoid it, take 441 altogether. Let's take you over here. This is an accident I was showing you near Cypress Creek Road. There's a lot of red still there on 95 going northbound, but it's starting to clear up, so that's good news. Things are moving smoothly. Your express lanes were closed. They have since opened. Let's take you over here. Drive times, Palmetto Expressway going southbound, Northwest 154th Street to the Dolphin, 28 minutes. I-75 to the Dolphin, 29. Happy Friday, South Florida. Eric.
Annaliese, thank you.
Let's get you over to Weather Authority meteorologist Julie Durda, who has to look at our rainy forecast. Julie?
Yeah, well, Alex and Andrew, it's the first Friday of October. And we are in spooky season, but to time it out, you know, in 3 more Fridays, it's Halloween. Did you guys know that? Halloween's on a Friday this year. Finally, that's the whole point. It's on a Friday. Do you know how many years I've waited with my son that's on a Friday that I don't have to wake up at 2 a.m. the next day? Like, Absolutely. How'd you know that, Andrew? We are planning big festivities because the Durdas don't have to wake up at 2 a.m. after going trick-or-treating. And, you know, we're not the only ones. Everybody had to deal with that. But the best part is if you didn't know, now you know. Halloween is on a Friday, so you can plan it out. It's just a couple weeks away. Well, hopefully our weather will definitely be better because right now we are noticing those cloudy skies and we are under a soggy setup. Upper 70s and lower 80s get you out the door. While it feels nice, it's accompanied with a strong breeze. Wow, look how angry the Atlantic looks right now. That is very rough surf. While we've been breezy the past couple days, it hasn't looked this bad until now because now we have a direct east-northeast breeze. And look, winds are gusting in the 20s right now in Fort Lauderdale. Otherwise, we have our winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. So with that ocean breeze, here comes the showers. They'll be rolling in from time to time over Broward County, Miami-Dade, possibly more widespread precipitation this afternoon. Then we'll see a break and then we'll do it all over again where those in and out showers will be moving in with the clouds for your Saturday. So highest rainfall chances in our forecast, widespread to numerous, will be this afternoon. That puts us under that level 1 flood threat today, and leading into tomorrow is mainly over Broward County. So I have that chance of showers, but everything seems to be very contained to just Miami-Dade. So for you in Broward, as the kids are headed to the bus stop, I think you'll stay mostly dry. But for you in Miami-Dade, like Pinecrest, Cutler Bay, Key Biscayne, you're dealing with these downpours. Homestead, all the way down to Cardtown Road, you're going to be wet this morning, and then we'll see those storms possibly becoming more widespread this afternoon. Let's go to the tropical update. We are tracking the two areas in the tropics, one with a 30% chance of development, the other one just off our coastline with a 10% chance. We have meteorologist John Gerard coming up in 10 minutes with more on this.
Alrighty, South Florida, taking a look here. Kind of difficult to see, but you can see some bumper-to-bumper traffic in the southbound lanes of the turnpike here. You can see it from a distance. You do have an accident here near Commercial Boulevard. Let's take you over to your maps. You can see right here things are moving very slowly in certain parts of, you know, I-95 southbound. As you get closer to downtown Miami, things are in the red. That is no fun to sit in. Let's take you back to that accident. You can see it's not causing you any major delays as it is happening on an off-ramp there near Commercial Boulevard. You see everything's in the green there, so no need for an alternate for you, but just be aware of those emergency vehicles. An area where you are seeing some delays because of an accident. This is 95 going southbound as you approach the Rickenbacker Causeway. It is the ramp to the Rickenbacker Causeway, which is the bridge that takes you over to Key Biscayne. That's where this is happening on 95 going southbound there. You can see that pocket of red and things don't look any better further north. So you can always take 441 or US 1 if you'd like to avoid this. Let's take you over here. 826 Palmetto Expressway. Some drive times for you. Those of you who take these two areas going southbound, Northwest 154 straight to the Dolphin, 40 minutes, quite a bit of time there. I-75 to the Dolphin, 41. Put some good music on, maybe the new Taylor Swift album. Be safe out there.
Okay.
The rain chances, whether this thing develops or not, it's looking pretty wet around here, and it's already been that way, right?
Yes, indeed, John. Thank you so much for that. And we're going to add to this unsettled weather pattern leading into the weekend. We are watching the tropics. John just brought you that update. That area in the central Atlantic is up to a 40% chance of development, but the one right here by us is still 10%. So as we continue to watch it just for the rain that is bringing us, yesterday we had rainfall rates of just over an inch in Miami, as well as Pembroke Pines, in towards Pompano Beach, in towards parts of Miami. And then look at this. Since just this morning, we received over an inch and a half in Homestead, just about a quarter of an inch in Kendall, as well as Miami. And these rainfall totals will continue to pile up and add to the threat for flooding for us. But some areas, like right here, Fort Lauderdale, looking fantastic, just very breezy out there. Much of our breeze is because of the east-northeast wind, and that's also making it feel really nice out there. Upper 60s and low 70s are the dew points, but boy, it is gusting in the 20s right now in Fort Lauderdale. We've got wind gusts expected from time to time, and that's going to really just rip apart, unfortunately, our beautiful beaches. Our feels-like temperatures are at or near the air temperature, so it's a nice start for this Friday. We have a few showers rolling through parts of Cutler Bay. Get ready for that storm. The storms continue by Homestead. Flooding really the biggest concern in our forecast for any of our grounds because our grounds are so saturated for the past couple days of rain. Right now, we're finally rain-free in Marathon. Winding view, we have the disturbance just to the north of us. We have that cell up front to the south, trapping all the moisture content and bringing it right here in from the Atlantic to the metro coastal areas for much of today. Today will be the highest rain chances we have in the forecast, the soggiest setup. As we go into the weekend, though, you can see that counterclockwise spin starting to happen with the rain bands. That's when we're expecting that low to lift more towards the north, just off our coastline. As for rainfall totals, 4 to 6 inches expected going into Sunday. So today, tomorrow, and Sunday, 2 inches for southern Miami-Dade. Flood threat level 1 out of 4 for today. Most likely will be included in it tomorrow, too, because that's going to include the isolated flash flooding possible as we go into the next few days. So keep it tuned to Local 10, but I can tell you your plans are going to be needing to be inside this weekend for much of the weekend.
Well, that's not terrible news. There's so many good movies you can watch to get you in that spooky season spirit, right, South Florida? We're taking a look here. Kind of hard to see because there's some trees in the way, but you do have an accident with some emergency vehicles out here. This is on a ramp off the turnpike right here on your maps. I'll show you where it's happening at Commercial Boulevard. You can see not many delays on the turnpike, though. You guys look good. Just something to be aware of. You do have two off-ramp right lanes blocked. So just be aware of that if you are heading in that direction. Let's take you over here. You still have this accident active. This is before the Rickenbacker Causeway on your southbound lanes of I-95. The Rickenbacker Causeway, you see it down there. That's the bridge to take you over to Key Biscayne. This is happening in your southbound lanes just before you get to that exit. So you do have quite the backup there in this downtown Miami area. Give yourself a little extra time if that's part of your commute. I'll leave you with this. Drive times. Those of you who take the Palmetto Expressway going southbound. Northwest 154th Street to the Dolphin, 45 minutes. I-75 to the Dolphin, 46. I hope that you give yourself a little extra time. Take your coffee to go. Maybe put some good music on, maybe play some Taylor Swift. Be safe.